Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is part of my 2020 propagation series. In this video, I've stuck some tea olive or Osmanthus fragrans cuttings right here, and a few cestrum, which is a yellow flowering shrub. I took some cuttings from a neighbor's house. I'll show you how I stuck those cuttings in just a few minutes. I'm going to take the camera in here first and show you my effort so far during this 2020 season. I started super late this year, got this system in late. I'm using this electronic leaf right here, which as it comes up like this, water comes on, weights it back down, turns it back off. So as it dries out in here, as the leaves dry out in here, the counterweight behind this thing pulls this up and then turns the water back on. I have a lot of different techniques I've used for propagation and series on previous videos if you don't want to put some sort of system like this in. But this is literally coming from a water tap behind my house and a little electronic valve, which is fairly inexpensive. And then this electronic leaf is not inexpensive, but it will last you a long time. The consistency that it gives me in here has allowed me to root pretty much everything I've stuck in here so far. I stuck some camellias, and they're always super slow, but they're calloused and about to root, but haven't quite started rooting. In the last video, I potted up some perennials and put them out here on my driveway, and I'm going to show you those also in just a second and show you how much they've grown already. And I said that I was going to try to put them on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, see if I can get a couple dollars a piece for them, just like 5 or 6 weeks after I actually took the cuttings. So let me give you a close-up of this, and then the sticking the cuttings, and then the perennials out on the driveway. So the holes in these trays right here are the things that I've already potted out on the driveway. I'm going to pot some more of these things here in the next week or so. Here are the camellias that I stuck several weeks ago, and I had said in that video it's going to take a while for these to root. It's just normal for these camellia japonicas. If we look though, right on the side of there, if it will decide to focus on that, right behind my fingers there, you can see where it's actually calloused, and they're ready to root now. So I would say within the next week or two, I'll start seeing some action on those. The hydrangea cuttings that I took are all pretty much rooted. Let me see if I can actually. No, I can't pull one completely out yet, but you can see I can't tug it out of there. Oh, there it is. There it comes. There is the really nice roots on the bottom of that. I hope you can see. That was in a video where I did like 5 different viburnum in that tray, and they have rooted. This tray right here, I did a mixture of gardenias and some Confederate jasmine and some abelia and some oak leaf hydrangeas. The Climbs Hardy gardenias are all rooted. They root very, very, very quickly. I'm missing 2 cuttings here, and I don't know. I haven't closed this greenhouse in yet. Maybe a squirrel or something did that. The other ones, let's see if I can find one here that has, oh yeah, right here. I'll just go ahead and pull him out. You see the beautiful roots on that Gardenia radicans right there. Same thing on the Confederate jasmine right there. You see the roots on that? Looking great. Abelia have started to root. Oak leaf hydrangeas will be a little bit slow, but they are callousing. I can see they're starting to get kind of bulbous down at the bottom, so they'll start rooting pretty quickly as well. And then a couple things I just stuck today that I'll show you in just a second. So I'm going to put a couple different things in this tray that I'm starting right here. One is this Osmanthus fragrans right here. This is a fall, winter, and early spring blooming perennial shrub, really just hardy in the in warmer areas. Both things I'm doing today are, but there's just no difference in the types of cuttings that I'm taking from one thing to the next. I took these though because I wanted to show, here it is in September. I would definitely take these softwood cuttings at another time of year, but I think it's so late that these softwood cuttings, even if I got them rooted pretty quickly, they would need a lot of protection through the winter to survive. So I'm going to go back here, these little semi-hardwood cuttings right here below it that were growth from earlier in the season. They'll root a little bit slower, but definitely once they root, they would definitely be more winter hardy than this really wispy new end of the season growth right there. And I take this, the same kind of cutting over and over and over again. I'll take the bottom few leaves off just like that. and make a cutting. I'll cut it off right where one of those leaf nodes is right there. That's usually the place that that the roots will first initiate from. They'll eventually initiate from this whole area, but the first roots you get will typically come from that wounded area right there. And I might go up, since it's so late here, I may leave a little bit hardier of a cutting than you'll sometimes see me doing, but that's just 2 rows, you know, 2 leaves that are opposite across from one another. And then I left a leaf node down here at the bottom, and I can take my blade of my pruners and make a little cut or shave off the side right there. And you can see that where I did that at the bottom of it. You can do that, or you don't have to do that, as long as there's some kind of wounded space down there. That's the spot that the roots will initiate from. I'm dipping it in the Clonex gel. You can use whatever kind of rooting hormone you want to use, but I've been using this Clonex gel this year, and thus far it's I've had good results from it. But I've used powders and all kinds of liquids. I put this down about halfway into that cell, just like always, and firm it in just like that. Again, like I say, I think I could root this softwood stuff up here at the top for sure. I just don't want to. I don't want to have to heat it that much through the winter to keep them alive. So going with these semi-hardwood cuttings, right here on this one, I've got all this softwood stuff up at the top of it, as you can see right there. I'm just going to take those 3 pieces right off of it, and I'm left with those 2 opposite rows of leaves, just like that. I'll come up here where that leaf node was right below it and make a cut, and I'll trim that off right there, and that's what you end up with. I've got it's the same cutting on everything that I do. I don't really, it doesn't matter whether this is Osmanthus fragrans or an azalea. I'm going to take a very similar cutting. I'll firm that in right there. I'm going to do, I got enough for probably a couple rows of these. So this next shrub I'm doing is kind of an unusual one. This is called Cestrum. It's actually a shrub that's hardy in zones 7 to 10. Took these cuttings from a neighbor's yard this morning. They're absolutely, it's just a beautiful plant. Blooms in the late summer and into early fall. Super vigorous growing once it's established. Up here in zone 7 where I'm at, sometimes can be killed to the ground the first few years, but just a really beautiful yellow flowering late summer, early fall. But I took these cuttings off of this because this could represent forsythia or any of the deciduous shrubs that kind of stretch out over the course of the summer like this. Once you get to this kind of semi-hardwood cutting like this, they just root super, super easy. It's a little late in the season, later than I would normally do them, but I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other. I can get several cuttings out of that stem. Again, I'll take a couple leaves off the bottom, and then I might let's keep 3 leaves on these. So I'll just cut it right above that 3rd leaf that's left right there, and you can see what that cutting looks like. It's still got the green stem, so it hasn't become woody. We'll make some kind of wound here along the bottom of it, and amazingly enough, it looks like any other cutting that I've shown in all 3 video series, the last 3 summers. And I'll dip it in the Clonex and pinch it in about halfway down. Again, I can take one of these lower leaves off like that, and it actually, when I pulled that leaf off, it went ahead and scarred the bottom, so I don't have to worry about that. And I can go, let's say 3 or 4 leaves up above that, and take a pretty healthy cutting, just like that. And like I say, it already has the wound on the bottom, so I'm going to dip it in the Clonex and pinch it in about halfway down. I've got enough here for 1 more cutting. I'm going to just take the flowers off the top of it, just like that. I'll take the bottom couple of leaves off, which again, when I pulled that leaf off, it actually scarred the bottom of it. It took it took more than just the leaf when it came off, and so it's ready to be stuck. And these will root super, super fast. I'm going to do about 3 rows of these. So here are the 4 trays of perennials and annuals that I stuck several weeks back and potted, I think, in the last video. So we're looking at like 10 days that these have been in these pots, maybe 12, something like that. This tray right here, these hibiscus, these are annuals for me in my area. I've rooted them so I can keep them through the winter. African basil, the exact same thing. Look at this, in just one in just a week and a half. Look at the roots coming out of the bottom of that container. Isn't that just fantastic? Look at this thing. I'm amazed. I'm going to see how it's just one single piece like this. This is pretty typical in the nursery business. We're going to get, you know, really rapid growth on one piece. I'll come back in here and cut this right here today, and that will branch that plant. All I'm trying to do to get to where I could sell any of these is to get roots underneath them, and, you know, to get them rooted into the pot so that when the person pulls them out of the container, the soil doesn't fall off. These are ready. These are just absolutely ready to go. Again, these aren't for sale. These are pieces that I'm keeping, trying to keep through the winter and keep the cold from damaging them. My Verbena bonariensis here is not only growing and rooting into the container, it's in bloom, and they're all blooming in this tray. That's pretty exciting. Lantana, exact same thing. They're actually flowering. Look at that. That's just super exciting. Oh, and I've got roots. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Right at the bottom of that container, there's a couple little fine white roots coming out of the bottom. Not enough in there yet to hold it together. I think another week or so, those will be, I'll be able to sell those. And then I've got a ground cover verbena that is blooming and has almost rooted in the container, and then another salvia right here, and flower bud coming on the top right there. No roots on the bottom of that one yet, but look at that. So super exciting. These have all responded super quickly to going into these containers. These were used containers that I had bought earlier this year from other things I bought earlier this year. I even mixed in some used potting soil from a couple of containers to make up the difference. I didn't have quite enough soil, and so there's even some reprocessed soil in here, and you know, you can use something like Osmocote as the fertilizer. But boom, very quickly. I've got 3 flats here. Again, I'm going to put them on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can sell them. I got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 20. I got 30. I got 30 pieces here. We'll see if we can get $2 a piece for them. See if I can make 60 bucks, you know, off a process that only took, you know, at that point about 2 months. Obviously, if I grew these out into bigger, fuller plants over a slightly longer period of time, I could get quite a bit more money than that for them. But I just want to show you guys how quickly I can turn, you know, just a few dollars from them. So thanks again for watching this video series. I'll be back in a few days and continue to fill out some plants in that greenhouse and show you the progress on these things that have been potted up.